Good morning. Hello. Actually, not good morning. It's no longer morning. It's Monday, and it's time for Mondays with me. So that means it's noon. Welcome to the Mind, Body, Spirit Tribe for Creative Souls. Today is actually a really important day for me. I am very excited. It's almost like a kid who has been working on a creative art project and finally it's ready to show everybody. And that's actually what it's about. I have a brand new project that is now ready to go, and I'm going to tell you all about it later on in the broadcast today, because also I have a very special offer for people who are here live. So make sure you stay to the end because it's for people who are here live and also people watching the replay. So I want to make sure you don't miss that. So hello everybody who's coming on. I'm so happy to see that you're here. Hey Barb and Angela and Christine, I think, is here as well. Good morning, or actually not so sure. It's hard to tell sometimes from the comments over here. I'm just getting used to the system. So anyway, yes, I'm so happy that you're all here, and I'm going to be talking today about three, in addition to my creative project that I have to tell you about later. I'm here to talk to you about three massive reasons, top reasons, big reasons that artists tend to suffer, and three very powerful solutions to help with that. You might wonder, well, how do I know? Well, I've been an artist my whole life. I'm from an artistic family, and I have watched artists suffer my whole life, and I've experienced artistic suffering as an artist myself. So I have quite a bit of experience with artists suffering. Also, it's interesting because I chose my career path long when I was very small, because I watched people in a certain artists in a certain situation, and I saw that they looked really unhappy, and I decided I didn't want to be like that. So I decided to go in the direction of becoming a soloist instead of playing in an orchestra, because I saw how people were suffering. I just saw it. When you're a kid, you pick up on everything, right? So I picked up on that and realized that I wanted to be happy, and I didn't think that that was going to make me happy. So it's interesting how kids pick up on things and how obvious it is. And the whole world talks about suffering artists, right? Tell me if this topic resonates with you. Have you ever heard people talk about starving, suffering artists? Yeah? Right? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay, and who here wants to be a starving, suffering artist? I hope nobody here. If you want that, then you better leave, because this group is about the opposite. It's about being happy and inspired as an artist. So I hope we all want that here. Okay, Barb says sure. Yes. Hey, Colin. Colin says hi from sunny Newlands. And Marjolein from the Netherlands. Birgit, hi from Copenhagen. Oh, I love it. So nice to have you from all over coming on today. That's great. So, okay, let's dive in. Three huge reasons that I've come across that really, really contribute to the suffering artist phenomenon. Besides the fact that we even kind of expect artists to suffer because we talk about starving, suffering artists. First of all, we have to get rid of that mindset. It doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. And who wants it to be like that? We can be happy artists. We don't have to suffer. Okay? So I know for sure, because I am happy, thankfully, but I've had to work at learning how to be a happy artist. Sounds silly, but it's actually anything but silly. So, the first reason I feel that artists suffer is huge. It's a lack of control over the mind. And of course, that's a huge topic in and of itself. But think about it. If you're a sensitive person, and I do believe that many people go into the arts, become musicians, painters, writers, what have you, so many different types of artists, but I think a lot of people who are drawn to the arts world are actually quite sensitive people to begin with. And I think as we enjoy our creative process and make art, we develop our sensitivity. We become more sensitive. Is there anybody else out there that self-identifies as highly sensitive, like a highly sensitive person, or somewhere, maybe not super highly sensitive, but a little more sensitive possibly than some of your neighbors down the street? I think probably this group is full of people who are sensitive, quite sensitive. So if you're a sensitive person, that means you feel things deeply. But when you feel things deeply, those feelings can be very powerful, and they have the potential to knock you off balance if you don't know how to manage your thoughts in response to those feelings, those emotions that are just sending waves of feeling through your body, right? And emotions are not just bodily sensations, they come from the mind as well. I mean, they happen in the gut and in the whole body, but also they are very, very intimately related to how you're thinking. So if you're not able to connect what's going on in you to how you're thinking, and you can't make conscious decisions about how you're thinking to get a different result, then you're going to be more and more likely to get thrown off balance, and in not only in your mood but in your body as well, because you can't separate the mind and the body. Your mind body self is going to be swayed, and you're going to have highs and lows and super highs and dismal, depressing, painful, suffering lows. I want to hear from you all. Does this make sense? Who knows what I'm talking about? Do you experience yourself this way, where you are hypersensitive? I didn't mean to say hypersensitive. I meant highly. I mean, some of us are hypersensitive, right? But that has a negative connotation. I don't think highly sensitive is negative at all. In fact, I see it as a gift. Being sensitive is a gift, because when you learn how to manage your mind in response to your sensitivity, then you can make really beautiful artwork and you can do a lot of good in the world. That's my experience anyway. So I'm going to hop over to the comments and see if this makes sense to you. Olga says, waves wash me around constantly. Yep. Angela says, oh yes, this sounds familiar. And Patricia says, being sensitive is a gift. It absolutely is. Okay, good. So I hear that this is resonating with you. Marjolaine says yes. Mary, hey Mary. And Angela, definitely me, yes. Okay, great. So we're all on the same page here with number one. If you have a lack of control over your mind, you're gonna suffer. And you're gonna suffer more deeply, and you're gonna suffer longer. So if you don't like that, does anybody out there like that? If you like it, go for it and wallow in it, but you're not going to be happy. And I can't believe you really, truly deep down want that. Okay. So if that makes sense, we're going to move on to the second reason that artists suffer. This is an interesting one, because usually we think of artists as having really good imaginations, right? Right? And yet, I feel that the second reason that artists suffer is due to a lack of imagination. It's due to a lack of inspiration. And those don't have to be two separate things. A lack of imagination means you get stuck in a certain way of thinking and doing. You get into your habit patterns. You get stuck there and you can't imagine a different way. So you just keep doing the old thing over and over and over again. And before you know it, you've hit bottom again and you're crying again. And it goes on for days again, right? Can anybody out there relate to this? I should see lots of thumbs up here if this makes sense to you and you know what I'm talking about. So lack of imagination in different way, coming up with different ways to think and different ways to think about what's going on. Coming up with different creative solutions. Come on, if we're creative people, we should be able to create and come up with different possible solutions, different ways to think to get ourselves on track again, right? So it's a lack of imagination. But I think even deeper than that is the concept of being disconnected with spirit. And so you're not inspired to employ your imagination. Okay, so those two are not separate. If you want to get inspired and motivated and curious, there's that word again that I keep bringing up. Curiosity is key. Right? If you're disconnected from your true self, your creative muse, your spirit, something bigger and more powerful than your little thinking mind personality ego, it's going to be hard to think outside the box because you're in a box and you're disconnected from out of the box. Does this make sense? Okay. Yeah, Patricia, being disconnected with spirit, big problem. Okay, so that's number 2, lack of imagination and disconnection from spirit, really one thing. Okay, do you want to hear the third one? Yeah, you want to hear the third one? Should I go on? Okay, the third big, huge problem that I have found for myself over a long period, I'm talking decades, I got progressively more and more and more unhappy because of this one. I was doing my utmost to get control over my mind. I've always been interested in that since I was very little, actually. I remember being a teenager and being a kid and going to the library and getting out all kinds of books on mind control and crazy things too. I was very interested in thinking outside the box in every way when I was a kid, super creative. And I had a really great imagination and I loved to use it in many different artistic disciplines. I loved to draw, of course, make music, dance, write. I was a big writer, stories, and then lots and lots of poetry. So I was okay with control over my mind, but not enough, right? But I was working on it hard for decades, and I had good imagination, and I was connected to spirit, but I was still squelching my creative soul, and I didn't know it. And that brings me to that third problem, and I think this was my biggest problem personally for decades, was a lack of support. What do I mean by a lack of support? I had spiritual support. I had a happy home life. I was well taken care of, well provided for, very, very lucky in many, 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 many ways. But I didn't have support for my creative soul. And I didn't realize I needed that. And that's why it went on for so long, for decades, literally. It wasn't until I hit a rock bottom in 2003, and in desperation, and thanks to a friend of mine, I had already tried the Alexander technique twice in my life and wrote it off. I went to a lesson with the first person and I thought, well, this is a waste of time. And it was about 12 years later when I tried it again because somebody told me about a free introductory session. So I went to that. I loved it. But then I went to a private lesson and I did not click with that teacher. So I'm like, oh, Alexander technique, that's not for me. So I gave up on that. But I was less and less and less happy. And thank goodness for my friend who said, Jennifer, I know you would love the Alexander technique. You just need to try one more time. Just please, please try one more time. I know you would love it. You just need to find the right teacher for you. So I had a recommendation. I thought, well, I'll try it one more time. Turns out third time was the charm. This teacher opened up the door. I took one look at this person and got a sense, an intuitive sense that, oh, this is going to work. And I was right. And my neck pain, which is why I went, actually, was gone in a couple sessions. I was very lucky. It happened very fast. It's not like that for everybody. But I kept going, taking more lessons, and then I did a teacher training. And now this is one of the core things that I teach all of my students. But the biggest thing that I learned from that interaction with that teacher was I, for the first time in a long time or ever, felt completely accepted to be who I am, free of judgment, free of expectation, free of need, free of desire. This person was detached and loved me anyway. And I didn't have to play the violin. I didn't have to produce anything. I didn't have to prove myself, right? It was just pure presence, nothing else. It was beautiful. And I got support from that teacher. He just was there supporting me to be myself. And it was life transformative, life changing for me to finally learn how to do that for myself. Learn how to accept me as I am right now. And then, so that was the start of the whole thing. Then I started getting curious. Now that was interesting because then I started looking around and getting inspired by everything around me. And I got happier and happier. My body was moving freely. My energy was flowing. Suddenly, I realized I was getting creative again. So that's when, in hindsight, and actually many years after that, I realized I had been suffering for so long because I had unwittingly been squelching my creative soul, squelching my voice, and I'm talking not just about this voice, but my self-expression in a creative, beautiful way. I was squelching all that, and I didn't know it, and I didn't get any support. Nobody around me told me that's what was happening. So I didn't get personal support. I didn't get emotional support in that way that I really needed. And I had no community for other reasons that I'm not going to go into now, but big reasons. I had no community support and my family was not on my page. Nothing. It was hard. So I suffered a lot. Then later, many years later, I realized, oh, I was taking care of my mindset, working hard at it every single day, doing what I could to be happy. And I was connected to spirit, and yet I was getting less and less happy because the third element was sorely lacking. I did not have the support I needed. Now I started to get that support with the Alexander technique with my teacher, who I had about 30 lessons with, and then he moved away, and then I joined the training course. For 3 years, I was in that community of people of like mind. And then I left that community for other reasons, built my own community of Alexander technique teachers here in Cincinnati. I founded a whole group. I founded the Ohio Guild of Alexander technique teachers, and I did something in Cincinnati, started a group here. So I decided to build my own community. And this Mind, Body, Spirit tribe is part of my big online community, which has grown beautifully over the last few years. I have a wonderful Alexander musicians group where we meet with live group classes twice a week. It's a wonderful, wonderful supportive group. And this group is very supportive. And so I am so supported in every area of my life because I prioritized that years ago. When I realized I didn't have it, I decided I needed to have that and I needed to make it happen. So my role now is to help you realize that you need to take care of these three elements if you want to not be a suffering artist, and to provide what I can to help you with all three areas. So the three solutions are: the first one, the solution to lack of control over your mind. You need a system, plain and simple. There are tons of systems to help you with mindset. The Art of Freedom method for conscious living and masterful artistry, based on the Alexander technique, but hands-free, primal Alexander technique. And all the other things that I've learned personally from even before I started the Alexander technique about getting control over the mind. I know a lot about that. So there's that. And then, so the Art of Freedom method is what I'm talking about as a great solution. The second problem, lack of imagination, lack of inspiration, can be solved by learning how to tap into your creative spirit, learning how to wake up your creative muse, and getting inspired by all kinds of things in life, getting inspired by life, finding new ways to get inspired. Okay? Third one, community. Well, what can I say about that? This is a great community, so I encourage you to use it. But I also want to tell you, drum roll, please. Actually, wait, I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to hop over to the comments, and I think people have been saying things. I want to make sure I'm checking in with you before I make the big reveal. Okay, Patricia says, number one. Yes, okay, you're recapping what I just said. Yes, the solutions to the three huge problems that make artists suffer. Number one, have a system such as the Art of Freedom method to control your mind and your mindset. Number two, learning how to tap into your creative muse. Yes, connection with spirit, getting inspired, imagination. Yeah. And lack of supportive community. Here, Olga just put all three of them out there. I love that. Thanks, Patricia and Olga. This is a great recap. Great. Mary says, sounds familiar. Olga sounds very familiar. Marjorie, only real love can do this. I agree with you 100%. And real love has to be here and first of that creative spirit that is one self with a capital S. I really do believe strongly that self-love, and not in an egotistical way or selfish way at all, not that kind of self-centeredness, real love with a capital L that's unconditional, has to start here inside and include oneself first, and then it just opens up to everybody. And it just happens naturally. This is a natural human quality that we have. It's also a divine quality, so to speak. But we learn how to cover it up, and we get scared, and then we get cut off from that incredible source of inspiration and connection with love or spirit within us. Yes, I totally agree with you, Marjolaine. Only real love can do this. And Mary says, I agree. Tried many things too, and not identifying need for support. Yeah. I think we in our culture don't value support. Somehow it makes us, well, I grew up in a family, a wonderful, loving family. So blessed. And yet my family was very isolated because my parents were quite introverted. And maybe, yeah, I don't know. I grew up in a family that was very insular, right? And my personality was very, very, very introverted as a child. You know, surprise, I've changed a lot. But my initial nature was to be very closed in myself. And I didn't realize how important it was to have community and support. And I also grew up in an atheistic, agnostic family. We didn't go to church. We didn't have a spiritual community. And I was taught, the opposite. So I did not have even the slightest awareness of how important community support was, or, having real love from someone who, has the same kind of connection with spirit. So, yeah, we just don't know. We're not brought up to know what we need to know. So that's why teachers are very important. Patricia says the creative soul needs support. Yeah, again, it is so true. So true. Okay. Olga says, give it to us like it is, Jennifer. That's my job. Only the truth here, as I see it. Okay, wonderful. So now you have my insights, the way I see it. The 3 big, huge reasons are to suffer, and 3 powerful ways to combat that and solve that problem. And it is my personal experience that with those 3 things in place, I mean, there are a lot of other things too, of course, but these are like 3 main big things that if one of these is not in place, it's hard to be a happy person. It's hard to be an artist who's sensitive and keep going in a positive direction steadily and consistently. It's hard. It's really hard. Not even just for artists, obviously. This is a human phenomenon, okay? But this group is for artists, creatives. So anyway, you have the 3 things that are going to help you get on track. So now the drum roll, please. You want to hear what's up my sleeve? You want to hear about my creative project that I feel like I'm like 6 years old. I have been wanting to do something like this for years, but I didn't know what it was going to look like. And I just didn't have clarity. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago when Mio actually started telling me, Jennifer, you should record all of your practice sessions. I'm like, oh no. And he had some other ideas that I'm like, oh no. But in the back of my mind, I thought, well, maybe that would be interesting to people. And so I started doing little by little things, and then I got more and more ideas for what I wanted to create that would help people integrate mind, body, soul, spirit with purpose in their creative context within artistry. And so the Art of Freedom method was born out of that need to integrate these things for myself first. And then I realized, well, everybody needs to be able to integrate these things. So that's where my method came from. And then I created my group programs, and I do private coaching with people who want to go deep into these things in a one-on-one way with me. So I have private, more high-end programs for people. But I thought, I want something that is going to help anybody and everybody who wants to be creative. I don't want this to just be for 20, 30 people, okay? So I've created a world, an online world that's called Alive with Spirit. It's a new membership, and I am going to give you the link to check it out in just a moment. And it's just got a lot of stuff. I'm putting myself into it and all the things that excite me and teachings. You're going to learn the basics of the Art of Freedom method. And let me hop over to the page so I can actually not forget what I want to tell you about it. So, we did this the creativity challenge over the last week. A lot of what's in this membership site builds on what we did in the creativity challenge. And then there's a lot more. The centerpiece of this new membership site is my creative healing events. And we're going to do that live once a month. Just building on what we did on Friday and the violin improvisation that I did, I'm going to be doing that monthly. And it's going to evolve. The next one is sure to be different. They're never going to be the same. But they're all about you and you bringing what is difficult for you, what's challenging for you in your life, whether it's physical pain or suffering, whether it's emotional pain having to do with your art or your family or anything goes. If it's physical or emotional pain, it's hindering your artistry, right? It's going to get in the way, so it needs to be looked at. And so those, whatever problems may be coming up for you, Or if you don't have any problems, hallelujah, if you just want to get inspired and enhance your artistry. And by the way, I think of creative healing as, you know, it's not like a doctor doing healing. It's me making space for you to tap into your own healing mechanisms in the sense of integration. The definition of heal is to become whole, one of the definitions. So this process is about becoming more integrated and whole in yourself, more fully who you are. And then to learn when you're healing that, you get inspired. That's why I do my violin improvisations, to help you process it through my processing through the violin. My hope is that will also inspire you to tap into what your creative interests are, so that you can learn how to process what you're suffering with through your art as well, kind of by watching how I do it and learning from the Zoom sessions where we meet to talk about these things beforehand. You hopefully will learn from that once a month experience and be able to experiment in doing that for yourself as well. So the creative healing is a centerpiece of it. We're also going to have monthly live Q&A, community time with me. We're going to meet once a month and just get together so I can see you guys too. So it's not just so one-sided. I want to be able to see you and chat and answer your questions, seeing you about the Art of Freedom method, about anything I've talked about today, and the things I talk about every Monday. Bring your questions and we can have a live communication session and have tea or coffee at the same time. So that's the community time. That's once a month live that you're invited to. And then on the membership site, there's a whole website that I have made for you. And in the website, there is going to be a section on self-care and healing as an artist. There is going to be access to my creativity process journal, where I'm going to give you behind the scenes information. I'm going to share my tears and struggles and frustrations as I build a home recording studio and work on my 50th birthday project for myself, which is a professional recording of my solo violin pieces, excuse me, probably including the Bach chaconne from the Bach, actually the whole second Bach partita for solo violin, including the chaconne. I'm going to record the Izai Ballade, and that's like a monumental work. Both of those are monumental works that I've been practicing since last fall. And then there are a couple other things that I am working on. There's a beautiful, beautiful work by Fritz Kreisler called the Recitativo and Scherzo Caprice that I would like to be able to record as well. And very special thing that I've been saving just for you, just for members of this new group. I want to learn one or more of the Piazzolla tango etudes, which are really, really fun solo violin pieces that are challenging technically and just really full of energy and Latin tango spirit. So I want to learn those, and I haven't started them yet. I waited. It's like every few days I look at the music and I'm like, I want to just dive in. I'm like, nope, I'm going to save it for my membership site so you can see me start from scratch. You can watch my, be a fly on the wall and watch me practice if you want. That's going to be there for the Premier and basically for the Premier members, and there's also an option for deluxe patron membership as well. But the main membership includes access to everything that I'm doing behind the scenes, even like what I have to do to turn this into a recording studio, which is really daunting. Let me tell you about it, because I know nothing. All right, so there's all the behind the scenes stuff, including how I'm feeling about it all. And then part of the site is sharing with you things that inspire me personally, that hopefully will help inspire your creative muse. So pictures of my travels too. I love traveling, and I've got lots of really good pictures, like of Morocco and Turkey and India, Spain, tons of Spain. So anyway, I'm hoping to put up a lot of beautiful pictures up there that are personal for me and spiritual writings that have spoken to me over the years, quotes, poems, I don't know, whatever I feel like putting up there for you that moves me, I'm going to share with you. And that's not up there quite yet. I'm working on all this. This is a baby site, and so it's going to be evolving and developing week by week by week. There will be new content constantly appearing every week. I'm going to be doing guest artist spotlight interviews periodically, every month or two probably. And then lots for you to do, of course. I'm also going to have a creativity showcase for members where you can submit your artwork and the creative projects you're working on and have those highlighted. And last but not least, talking about community and how important that is, there's going to be a private Facebook community that's part of the Alive with Spirit membership. And that is going to be a place for all of you to gather and inspire each other, even more than the tribe. This group is wonderful, but I'm anticipating that the Alive with Spirit membership is going to be really focused on the creative process, and there's going to be lively discussion, and I'll give you, prompts to bounce off of. But it's really a place for you all to connect with each other and inspire and support one another as a community. So what do you think? Does it sound good? I can't wait. Can't wait to see where this goes. So I am going to give you, let me see, I'm trying to figure out how I can give you the link. It looks like I can't actually. Okay, I think I need to hop over to the Facebook group and give it to you. I wonder if I can do this. Sorry for this. I'm using a system where I don't think I can give you the link directly here into the comments until I'm done. But I'm hopping onto this. I think I can do it this way. So give me a moment. I'm putting it here into the comments on Facebook if I can. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, tell me if it pops up. I'm learning how to work this technological world. Give me a hand. Good job, Jennifer. You have no idea the stuff I've had to teach myself to be able to make all this happen. And I find it hysterically funny, actually, because I used to resist email. Right? I was so anti-computers, anti-technology. And here I am. I've been teaching exclusively online since 2015 already? Oh my God, really? No. Oh, now I can't even remember. But I've been teaching online since like 2011 or something like that. And here I am doing it exclusively online. So Patricia, thank you. Okay, but there's still a lot to learn. I think I've got my audio under control. Is it good today? By the way, just give me a thumbs up or tell me in the comments if the audio is. I should have asked that at the beginning, right? Anyway, I'm starting to get it all under control with my cameras and my sound, and now I just need to build a professional recording studio. Wish me luck. It really doesn't scare me, but it is really daunting because I have a whole box right next to me of acoustic panels to put up on the walls, and I had to buy a drill. I'm going to be posting this week in the Alive with Spirit membership, by the way. I'm going to show you pictures of the paneling and the drill. Stuff like that. So, okay, audio is good. Thank you. Great. Okay, so I would so much love it if you join my membership today. And to give you a very special incentive to join today, like now, to sign up. And also, please tell your friends, share the link everywhere, okay? This is an unabashed plea for your help to spread the word about this membership, because I need your help. It's hard to get the word out. So I do appreciate anything you can do even if you don't join, if you want to tell your friends, because it's really for anybody who wants to be creatively inspired. And Barb, no, I didn't have a drill. I'm telling you, I am so unhandy. You would laugh, and you are welcome to laugh. I laugh at myself. It's kind of ridiculous. You saw the picture of me with my pink level? Right? At least I had the level and I had my pink toolkit. I don't even remember where that came from. And it's really funny to me that that's pink. But anyway, no, I didn't have a drill. I had to buy a drill. And I don't know how to use it. So I still have to learn how to use the drill. I'm so grateful Mio is here because he's going to help me figure out where to put the panels. I don't think I could do it by myself, but I'm glad I don't have to. And I also have some professional help from an expert in Nashville. His name is Fett. I had a consultation with him a few weeks ago where he helped me know what to buy to set myself up with a recording studio, like how to do the audio, what software I need, how to, what acoustic panels to buy. It's just like a lot. And I bought a course to teach me how to how to create a professional recording. So I have the information and I have the support from an expert, and I have Mio supporting me and helping me at home. So it's gonna happen, and it is happening. And I just need to get my mindset on board every day. It's like, yes, Jennifer, you can do this. You can learn how to use a drill, and that kind of stuff. Okay. So I practice what I preach, and it could end up being funny. You might enjoy watching the process. It's definitely kind of funny for me. So let me hop over to the comments here. Oh, Angela, you have a pink toolkit too. Great. Patricia says, please post the Facebook private group again on this Facebook group. The Facebook private group that goes with Alive with Spirit is accessible through the membership site. So the link that I gave you should be for the sales page where you can sign up to become a member. And once you become a member, and you're going to get instant access to the whole membership site when you sign up. And from there, you'll find the community forum with the link built into the membership site. So that's how you get into the private Facebook group for Alive with Spirit. I hope that answers your question, Patricia. Yeah. Oh, maybe you're saying something else. About comments. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why some people can see comments and some can't. Oh, I think actually it's because I'm on eCam. So if you're not seeing them or you're not seeing the names, it may have to do with that. And I just posted a link that might help you with that. I'm about to wrap up anyway, and then you'll be able to see everything on the actual post when I'm done. Everything will pop up in the Facebook tribe, so you'll be able to read all the comments there. Let's see what else is here before we finish up. Olga says, yes, please post pics. Yeah, there are already some up. Actually, they're not up there yet. I think maybe that's what I'll have to do later today, is I'll work on, especially because I've been talking about it. I have pictures and I have a post or two about my recording project, but I will definitely be putting more up there today and this week. And you'll have to bear with me because it is a baby brand new project. There's a lot of stuff there now, but it's something that I'm going to be building on constantly. So you'll keep getting new content as you're in there. And so there's not much about the recording project right now, but I think there is some, and I can add some more in for you today. And it's probably going to be, yeah, I'm still working on how to do this. But yeah, I'm glad you're interested. In fact, if anybody is particularly interested in seeing more of anything or less of something, I would be so grateful for your feedback. Once you're in the Alive with Spirit membership group, once you see the site and once you come to the Facebook group, I'm all ears for your feedback and suggestions. This is new. I've never done anything remotely like it. I'm not following anybody's model. This is just my creative idea that I'm putting out there. And I do want it so much to be supportive for everybody. So I need to know what you want. Okay? I want to know what you want more of or less of. If you have some ideas for something you want me to put in there, just let me know. I can't put as much energy or effort or time into this group as I do to my Alexander Musicians group or my private clients. Of course, they get like all of me. And you can always find out more about that if you wanted to join that. But a great first step, which is going to have tons of really fun stuff, is the Alive with Spirit membership. And it's also very low cost right now. I may raise the price. But right now that's another really good reason to join now, because it's really not expensive at all. It's easy to join. Oh, yeah, and I almost forgot. I was going to tell you about the special incentive to sign up today. I'm going to, at 4:30 today, in the Alive with Spirit membership Facebook group, I'm going to do a live meditation. And it's going to be not a silent meditation. It's going to be, God, my hair is doing this COVID frizz stuff. It's really humid too. It's more and more. I'm just looking at myself like, oh, wow, okay. Crazy artist, right? Anyway, at 4:30 p.m. Eastern today, in that private group, I'm going to do a brand new live meditation, but guided meditation. And it's going to be very, very special. It is going to be on embodying your creative muse and waking up those sparks in your body to get inspired that way. So I've never done it before. It's a first, another world premiere, right? So anyway, I'm going to do that live just for people who sign up today. It's going to be there in the group. I mean, you can watch the replay once you're a member, but if you want to be there live, it's going to be for people who sign up today, because it's happening at 4:30. Okay, so is that enough incentive to join? Go over to the sales page now. Like, I'm going to shut up now so that you can go over and sign up. And then please also tell your friends, students, teachers, colleagues, artist friends, people you know that are creative, anybody who's suffering from isolation and needs more creative support. I mean, this is a great way to join a really growing, inspiring community that we all need during coronavirus, even more than usual. So I do hope that you'll share it with people. So I think that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to just hop over one more time to the comments. And then, oh, you like my frizz hair? Thanks, Kay. I am grateful for my curls, but they are not exactly controllable. I mean, now they're getting to the length where I'm kind of okay with letting it down, but most of the time just like pulling it up there because then I don't have to deal with it. So, yeah. Thank you anyway. And Angela, you're welcome. And thank you, everybody. So hop over and at least take a peek at the sales page. I'm also proud of that. So I've learned how to do all this stuff myself, and I hope you like it. And I hope you become a new member of my Alive with Spirit membership today. So see you later. Also, tell anybody if you want about the replay today at 5 o'clock. I'm always doing the Mondays with Jennifer again at 5 o'clock. So have a great day. Lots of love. Bye.